Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something really special. It's that feeling, when a game isn't just good, but it feels like the game you always wanted another one to be, that aha moment.
Yeah, exactly. And for this deep dive, our mission is really to unpack what makes Deadside click so well for this one player we're looking at. We're diving into their recorded gameplay. It gets pretty wild. And we want to see why it hit home, especially compared to, say, DayZ.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, this all comes straight from a YouTube transcript, so it's unfiltered first-person stuff.
Real gameplay reactions.
Exactly. So let's jump in. What was it that grabbed this player right away, that initial immersion?
Well, it seems like it was the immediate sensory stuff. They specifically mentioned lens flare, little details like that.
Okay.
And the customization, being able to, paint my camouflage onto their gear.
Yeah.
That level of detail.
It's jewels and control. That makes sense.
Yeah, it creates this strong sense of, being there right from the get-go, realism.
And that's where the big comparison comes in, isn't it? They said, this is what I wanted from DayZ.
Mm-hmm. That's the key quote.
They had apparently thought for years that DayZ was that kind of super immersive thing, but then realized
That maybe it wasn't DayZ's fault or their fault that it felt so difficult. They said, it's not your fault DayZ is difficult, and basically DayZ is for the hardcore.
that's a huge realization for a player.
It really is. It points to maybe different design aims.
Yeah.
DayZ can feel like a struggle against the game sometimes.
Right.
Whereas Deadside maybe offers a more direct path to feeling competent while still being deep.
And they had that great analogy, DayZ is Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. And this, Deadside, is Magic the Gathering.
What do you think that implies? About accessibility, maybe?
I think it's spot on. D&D, pure D&D, can be, a lot.
Right.
Complex rules, big-time investment, high chance of failure.
Definitely demanding.
Yeah, but Magic, okay, it's deep strategically, but the barrier to entry is lower. You can grab a deck, play, have fun relatively quickly.
So Deadside might be easier to get into, more immediately rewarding.
That's what it suggests.
Yeah.
It might hit that sweet spot survival strategy, but maybe less punishing up front. Broadens the appeal, potentially.
Okay, let's unpack the journey itself. The player had this big goal, building a base.
A persistent one.
Yeah, collecting spare parts to build something that will remain on this server even when I'm not here. What's that about? Player investment.
Totally. It's more than just surviving day to day. It's about putting down roots, making a mark.
Permanence.
Exactly. And they mentioned wanting to increase comfort, add trophies. It's about making it home, not just a shelter. That keeps you hooked long term.
And getting parts for that home leads to things like trading. They went on this massive trek, right? 2.5 kilometers.
Yeah, just to sell some cigarettes at a trader.
And how did that go?
Price-wise. They were shocked. Said the trader was taxing.
Taxing. Like, expensive.
Extremely. They mentioned a moto helmet or a field vest for $6,000. Just crazy high. You could feel the frustration.
Wow. Did they even sell anything?
They had to, apparently. Their inventory froze up. So they ended up selling tons of guns and batteries, but still felt ripped off. Taxing like a motherfucker, I think was the phrase.
Okay, so the economy bites. But survival's not just about trading. They had some interesting mechanics, right? Inventory stuff.
Yeah, like a specific way to get bandages quickly. Even if they sometimes hit the wrong button in panic, they had a system.
Yeah, relatable. And what about getting rid of stuff like water bottles?
Oh, yeah, that was unique. Just put them into the ocean.
Just chuck them in the sea. Okay.
Resource management, unconventional style.
And they found buffs, too, from food and stuff.
Like fried mushrooms gave them enzymes active for 30 minutes. Even water wasn't just for thirst. It boosted health and food.
So there are layers to the survival mechanics. It's not just basic needs.
Definitely not. And then there was the other mushroom effect.
Oh, right, the hallucinogenic one.
Yeah, they described actually tripping, hearing things, staring at walls.
Blowing bushes, feeling outside of my body.
All of it. It sounds like a really intense, unexpected gameplay element. Adds a whole different kind of challenge.
They did add that disclaimer, though, didn't they? About, don't do shrooms.
Yeah, something like does not condone whatever.
Well,
They just make you cry. Or do them. Who knows? It's not for me. Clearly left a mark.
okay, so quite the experience. Let's shift to navigating the world. They had that long trek back to base. At night, too.
Right. Travel by night is always tough in these games. They mentioned using natural landmarks.
Like the Little Manhattan.
Exactly. Relying on the environment itself, not just a map marker. It forces you to observe, to learn the world.
And combat. They had a realization about cover.
That's soft cover, like grass. It does nothing against the enemy AI.
Oh, interesting. So you can't just hide in a bush.
Nope. And they realized their instinct, playing it like Grand Theft Auto, just running at the enemy, was wrong.
Doesn't work here.
Not at all. It sounds much more tactical. You need your weapon situated and ready to call upon very quickly. Positioning and preparation seem key.
Not just run and gun?
Definitely not. It makes the AI feel more threatening, more real, which is good.
And looting. They found some decent stuff, like a field vest, soda.
Yeah, standard exploration rewards. But they were also cautious, looking at unknown buildings, trash piles.
Why cautious?
Because they understood that finding someone else's base nearby could be very dangerous, especially on a player versus player server.
Right. Every structure could be a threat or an opportunity. That tension.
It's core to the genre.
Then there was the safe zone idea. They went through one because, well...
It sounds safe, right? Makes sense.
But what did they find?
Nothing. Buildings picked clean. Literally nothing in here.
Huh. So safe doesn't mean stocked.
Apparently not. Another lesson learned. Even safe zones are affected by the world, by other players. It's not a magic bubble.
And the world throws other dangers, too, like that military convoy.
Oh, yeah. Sudden appearance. Big threat. They mentioned a 500-meter detection range, so immediate escape needed.
High stakes. And wolves.
They got some wolves, yeah. Environmental threats.
But the big one is other players. That encounter they described.
The sloppy one where they ran that man down.
Yeah. What was interesting about that?
Well, despite being messy, the player noted it was a good interaction, because often these things are extremely glitchy.
So the fact that it worked, even clumsily, was positive.
Exactly. It speaks to that emergent gameplay. Those unscripted, sometimes awkward player encounters are what make these games memorable. It's raw, it's authentic, even if it's not perfectly smooth.
Okay, so after all that action, all the player wanted was to get home, eat some banana pudding.
That feeling of accomplishment, right? Made it back.
And back at base, it wasn't just resting. They lit a fire for home vibes.
And apparently that fire does more than look nice. It gives a regeneration buff.
Oh, interesting. So comfort actually provides a gameplay benefit.
Yeah, it's a neat touch. Ties the base building and atmosphere directly to mechanics. And their next goal was getting electricity. Always progressing.
And the inventory management back home sounded intense.
Oh yeah, very detailed. Distinguishing junk with a green bar, repairing things, taking guns apart for parts.
And organizing the junk drawer.
Meticulously.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff on the bottom. Ropes are soaking up the acid from the batteries. Nails are on the top. Real dedication.
Shows how much they got into the systems.
Absolutely. And that little discovery too. Apparently clothing is expensive, so let's start hoarding it.
Huh. Even clothes have strategic value.
Adds another layer, doesn't it? Makes you look at everything differently.
So wrapping it all up, their final verdict was pretty clear.
A 10 out of 10. No hesitation.
And that killer line again. Deadside is the game that we all have been telling ourselves that DayZ has been for years.
That's powerful. It really suggests Deadside delivered on a long-held promise or expectation that DayZ, for this player, didn't quite meet.
And they learned it with someone else too, right? Yolik, their friend.
Yeah, executive producer and best friend learning it together. That shared discovery, figuring things out side by side.
That must add a lot.
Oh, huge. It makes the successes sweeter and the failures, well, maybe funnier. Builds that community feel right into the learning curve. Makes the whole thing more satisfying.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does this journey tell us?
I think it shows how Deadside managed to capture this blend. It's got the challenging survival, the deep immersion, the rewarding exploration.
But maybe presented in a way that finally scratched that specific itch this player had.
Exactly. It wasn't just another survival game for them. It was the one they felt they'd been searching for, maybe without even realizing it fully until they played it. It hit that balance point.
Yeah. Which kind of leaves you thinking, doesn't it? In this world with so many games, so many options, how much are we really just looking for something specific, shaped by what we've played before, by what we wanted other games to be?
Right. And what happens when you stumble onto something that doesn't just tick the boxes, but kind of redraws the map entirely, redefines those expectations?
It's fascinating, not just finding a game, but finding a game that reflects back what you were looking for all along.
A journey through the game, and maybe a journey through your own gaming history, too.